Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 126 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Flash Gordon Van Stratton. I'm joined by the great Rodney Newpol. How are you, Rodney? Happy Thursday night.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm doing good. I don't know if been a little more popular today after my Derrick Henry interview dropped this morning. I don't know if you got a chance to see that, but
I haven't watched it yet. I'll be honest, I'm getting to it.
The notifications have been a little bit higher today, but no, I was able to have a little 12.5-minute conversation with Derrick Henry about his big game spot coming up. Congrats to him and the folks over at Oikos. Which
did they hook you up with some Oikos yogurt? Was that part of the agreement right there, so that you guys could like have some? Because that would be sick if like both you guys are eating yogurt, just shooting the breeze. Right?
At the same time, yeah. No, but I can admit that today at Kroger, I actually spotted Oikos, and I would guess before today, I probably wouldn't even noticed it.
Really?
I am not an Oikos guy, but I will be. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go try it out because, like,
that's bought and paid for. Rodney Newpol, a corporate shill. You get one interview with a future Hall of Fame running back, and now you're Mr. Oikos, man. That's all it took.
Well, I mean, I am the guy that said, why are you shopping local when you can just shop online on live radio? So, I mean, I've been known I've been known to go a little bit off the script. But anyways, yeah, why would you shop local when you can just buy it online? I don't care if it's Black Friday. Like, what are we doing here? Anyways,
before we go to commercial break and hear all these local sponsors, just a reminder that if you need, Christmas presents, just get that shit on Amazon.
My bad. It wasn't my greatest moment, but anyways, here we are. Here we are for Stupid Sports Show. Thanks for welcoming me. And check out the Derrick Henry bit. It was good. He was good. He was engaged. I wasn't sure how his response would be. You kind of have that. Oh, is this guy gonna? Is he being forced to do this? Is he gonna be? Is he going to be distracted by something else? No, he was sitting, I assume, in his house or in a place where he was comfortable, and and he gave what I thought was a very genuine smile, and he spoke well, and I was very impressed by it. So thanks, Derrick, if you're tuning in tonight.
Which I'm sure he is, because you guys are buds now, exchange numbers and such. This is where I think it really helped you here. Because I'm assuming that Derrick Henry is going to be doing a lot of interviews over the next couple weeks, all about Oikos yogurt and the spot, and like get the same questions all the time. But like, okay, so the interview was released today, but you did it. Like, I don't want to reveal too much, but like you did it a few days ago.
Yeah.
So you got him very, very early on. You were probably one of the first, if not the first interview that he did. So the smile was genuine, and they were questioned, and he hasn't been beaten to death with the same questions. Where like if you would have interviewed him 2 days before the Super Bowl, after he's already had the same interview for 12 straight days, I think potentially you would have gotten a different version of Derrick Henry.
Probably.
But I think you definitely lucked out with getting him early, and I'm glad that you had a good conversation with him. Do I wish that it would have been our show? Oh, sure. Do I understand it? I understand. Yeah, I do. But, maybe you floated out. Hey, Derrick, this was great. If you'd love to have a different environment, we can talk more yogurt. We can talk about everything except yogurt. Whatever's good with you on our Stupid Sports Show. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. You got a full off season. Surely one of those nights is free for you.
What else you doing? What else you doing?
What else, Derek, bro? What else you doing? I know, like the NFL guys, like once their season's done, there's like 2 months where they don't do anything. So
yeah. I was actually surprised he wasn't on some beach somewhere, but no, it was good. And check that out. And thanks to the folks at Oikos, Athlon Sports, and Derek for that. So my shameless plug, but I'll work on getting him on the show here. But I wanted to start with, like, this sports week's kind of boring, to be honest with you. Like, so, like,
bad week.
We joke all the time as the season goes. Like, we get so frustrated with football because our bets lose, or the games suck, or our fantasy teams get smashed or something. It's, and we're like, oh, this sucks. But, like, when there is no football games, it does actually kind of suck. And I love basketball. I got Illinois with Washington on now. I love college basketball. You love the NBA. I'll watch the NBA when it's on. But, like, the no football games, it's kind of withdrawal right now. Like, there's no games this weekend.
It feels empty. It just feels very empty. It's the one sort of constant that you have where it's like at least you get some sort of football. And, like, I know that we always talk like about the bad football games, but like bad football is better than no football. And I would kill to get like a nice Browns Titans game right now. Right?
Yeah.
Like how great would it be to just even if the only game this weekend, the only one was like Raiders Jets.
We'd be on it.
I'd be so on it. I'll be like, oh, thank God, there's football.
Yeah. I can't do the Pro Bowl. Not interested.
No. I've never. I was talking about it. My mom a couple days ago. She's like, well, yeah, what day's the Pro Bowl? I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I don't think I've watched the Pro Bowl. I know it's not a game anymore. I think it's flag football now, maybe, but like, I don't think I've watched a Pro Bowl since I was maybe 11 years old.
Yeah.
Like I've never been interested in it.
Yeah. So this week's kind of the empty feeling as football, and I'm really not even going to spend a lot. We're not going to talk any about the Super Bowl game right now because we'll do that next week. There's not a whole lot necessarily to break down right now, but I did want to get to, there is some coaching updates. We've kind of given the updates every show of what's went on over the last 2 days or so. And there's been some news. We have 2 teams left without head coaches. Some could say the 2 worst teams still don't have coaches. The 2 worst teams that needed coaches, Cleveland maybe is arguably in there. But there's 2 teams left. Give us an update over the last 48 hours of the coaching news.
Yeah, so the Browns end up hiring Todd Monken, which I honestly, from a Giants fan perspective, that one kind of stung a little bit because as soon as Harbaugh was hired, it almost right away it was like, well, Todd Monken's coming with him. And Todd Monken, for those who don't know, has been the offensive coordinator with Baltimore the last few years. He was a big part of Lamar Jackson's great numbers the last couple of years as well. So it just felt natural. Like Harbaugh is going to go to New York, Monken's going to follow. And Monken was always lingering in the Cleveland for the Cleveland job, but it seemed like, oh no, it's actually going to be Jim Schwartz is going to get it. They're talking to so and then just kind of out of the blue yesterday, it's up. Todd Monken gets the job, and kind of caught some people by surprise. We'll see how it happens. I mean, obviously, good for a guy like Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel, whoever they have at quarterback next year. Like Tom Monken seems like he's a decent offensive coach. We'll see how it translates as a head coach, but a little bit of a surprise there. But yeah, like you mentioned, we're still waiting for Arizona. We're still waiting for Vegas. I can tell you with Vegas, I think Kubiak is still the favorite, but obviously wouldn't be able to hire him with Seattle now in the Super Bowl. Davis Webb was getting a head coach interview, but withdrew from that job. So if I had to guess, it sounds like it's going to be Kubiak there for Vegas. But again, like they can't do anything until after the Super Bowl now at this point. Arizona, I truly, and I mean this, I have no clue. I have no idea. I've heard nothing about what they've been looking for. I have no concept of how their search is going. The last I heard was like Vance Joseph a little while ago, but I don't think that's still the case. I could try to look up to see what the latest odds are for the Cardinals. I don't like DraftKings doesn't even have them listed anymore.
No.
So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with Arizona. Yeah. So Diana Rossini 5 days ago. So a lot changed, but 5 days ago, Raheem Morris, Anthony Campanile, and Mike LaFleur were their lead candidates. Can you imagine Raheem Morris getting the job in Arizona? I think you would personally fly down to Glendale, Arizona, and start slapping people.
He's just not a good coach. He's not a good head coach. He's not. Mike LaFleur, so Matt LaFleur's little brother, right?
Well, there's a few LaFleurs. Is that one of the LaFleurs? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's our coaches update. And the Bears lost one of their coordinators, right? Well, they lost Bieniemy.
No, already. The assistant GM Ian Cunningham got hired as the new boss in Atlanta, the new GM who would be, I guess, reporting under Matt Ryan. So the Falcons were very interesting because they were the only team that had a GM and a head coach opening both.
I think so, yeah.
So they went with a president who was a guy who had only been the only thing he's done post retirement. Matt Ryan has been just TV.
Yeah.
So he becomes the president of the organization. Then before getting a GM, they get Kevin Stefanski. And then like a couple weeks after Stefanski, they get a GM who didn't hire Stefanski. And
no.
So like odd team.
Yeah.
Odd team, but I wouldn't expect anything different from them, to be honest.
Yeah, very interesting there. But I mean, Chicago's got a couple changes there with Eric Bieniemy leaving. I know that was a while back, but Wonder Boy is going to have some work. He's going to have to fill some positions, which is probably, I mean, one of the tougher things for head coaches to do is find guys. We saw that with Dan Campbell. Like he really struggled with the new fits of his coordinators. So it'll be interesting to see, but that's kind of the update in the NFL coaching world.
Unless I apologize for missing this. I just went to Twitter, type in Cardinals head coach just to see if I maybe missed something. And, I see, okay, Mike LaFleur is the next favorite on Polymarket. Do you use Polymarket? Are you
I'm
one of those?
familiar with it. A lot of people use it.
But I guess I missed this where a couple days ago, Rossini reported that Ron Rivera got an interview. Yes, that Ron Rivera.
Riverboat
Ron. So all that to say, I got no idea what and honestly, like that Arizona job is pretty undesirable. It's a very, very tough division that has like possibly 3 of the top 4 teams in the NFC that are all in your division.
Yeah.
You have a quarterback situation where it's a quarterback that makes like $50+ million a year, but like I think has a very limited ceiling. Like I don't think you're gonna really go beyond where you're at with him. So you're kind of stuck in no man's land there. Like it's not a good job. The only thing that's good is that like, oh, you live in Arizona and it's a favorable tax situation, whatever, and it doesn't get cold there, but like that's it. And I don't think coaches really care about that. If you're a football coach, you're probably thinking about other things. So not surprised that job has been hard to fill, but yeah, weird.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on from the NFL because we are 1 week away from the NBA trade deadline. And like I said, we'll spend plenty of time next week talking NFL. I want to get into some of the prop bets and things like that. Maybe next Thursday's show, we can dedicate it to some weird NFL bets. But anyways, I do have some things I want to do tonight. And one of them is in the NBA. We are 1 week away from the trade deadline. So here's what we're going to do. I don't know if it's a game or if it's an activity, but we're going to play the NBA best fits game. And no, it's not whose outfit is best.
I fully expected Rodney to have put together a series of photographs of the players coming in with their pregame outfits. I would have been like, that's amazing effort that you just showed. Like, that's something I would do. Like, if you put that together, I would be amazed. That is what I thought. And I was like, oh, sick. But nope, it's different.
No, that would be probably a more fun game than we're going to play tonight. But we're going to talk more about what actually could go down in the NBA trade deadline. I'm going to give you we got 7 names here. I'm going to give you individually 7 names, and we are going to dissect where the best fit for a trade would be. Now, in this scenario, we are going to say all 7 of these guys get traded. All 7 of them get traded. We're going to have the wackiest, the most exciting trade deadline in the history of the NBA. These are 7 of the best names available on the market right now. So I'm going to go in. Let's see here. You know what? I'll just start with the Greek Freak. I'm going to start right at the top. We'll go in a random order because there's 7 guys. I kind of have them in a random order here. Giannis wants out. He's got a week to get out. Milwaukee probably will trade him in the next week. Where is the best fit for Giannis Antetokounmpo in your mind?
So this is it, because like Giannis is Milwaukee seems like a team that's like actually going to trade Giannis to a place that like he wants to go to, right? Maybe.
I mean, I feel like they still want to be. Yes, I feel like it's like probably a good idea. Let's send you off. It's not like, oh, screw you. We're going to just, we're going to sit. Yeah. So I think that probably would be true.
So
what you're saying is Detroit's out.
I think Detroit's out. There's a couple teams that came to mind. So, like, obviously everyone's saying the Knicks. Like, I think the Knicks do have an ability to make that deal. I could see the Knicks doing something where it's like they get a third team in there and they get Karl Anthony Towns to go to that team. And then, you kind of move some pieces around there, and Milwaukee just gets a bunch of picks. I would say, if I had to say, New York is one. I think Miami would be actually a pretty decent fit as well, and sort of go into, like, I definitely think Zion, or not Zion, like Giannis fits into that perfect culture that they want to build. I don't know if the Heat have enough assets to make it happen, but I think Miami would be a really interesting fit, because they're like, Miami for the last 3 years has been in that, like, hey, we're fine, we're okay, but they've struck out, and they just need to do something to elevate into an East that I still think is really wide open. So I'll say Miami for Greek Freak.
There's no world that an opportunity could get done where Giannis and LeBron could both be traded and Giannis ends up with the Lakers. Is there?
I don't think so.
Like, LeBron ends up in Cleveland and the Bucks end up getting picks.
I mean, Luka Doncic got traded last year in the middle of the season. Anything can happen. I would bet against it, and I think that if LeBron were to change teams, it would be in the off season. But I don't think it would be a deadline deal.
All right. Let's go to and my second question is: will Giannis be traded before the deadline?
Yes, I think Giannis is going somewhere.
Let's go a little bit different angle. Let's go Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is available.
Yeah.
Best fit for MPJ.
This I'll say Detroit.
Yeah.
This I'll say Detroit. Like, they can make a move. His contract isn't super long term, like what's left. So Detroit wouldn't be, mortgaging so many years and X amount of dollars to Porter. Like, I think he could come in right now, be a nice piece on the wing. Like, they're set at guard. They got a great the front court. Like, he could just sort of be one of those missing pieces for them, where they could either start him or they could even bring him off the bench at a 6-man role. But yeah, I think Detroit would be a good fit for him.
Will he be traded?
Yeah, I think so. I'll say yes. I would say Michael Porter. I would lean toward yes for him getting traded. What purpose do the Nets have with him, with keeping him?
I'm with you there. I think he will be as well. Let's go to a guy we already talked about, Karl Anthony Towns. You mentioned maybe in a 3-team deal they could. That's how Giannis could get to the Knicks, but a good fit for Karl Anthony Towns. Though I mentioned this already, and I'm sticking with it. I think he would be a good fit in Charlotte. Now, would Charlotte actually do that? Are they interested in a veteran big man like that? I think it would work. I mean, I don't know like what ceiling it would work, because what's the Charlotte Hornets' actual ceiling anyway? Which, by the way,
right.
Which, by the way, 78-67 Charlotte over Dallas, mid-third right now. That would Khan has 28 points.
Was it Tuesday where they just absolutely steamrolled? What day was it this week where they destroyed Philadelphia?
Yeah. Remember, that was like a noon game.
Monday.
It was like a noon game on Monday.
They were up by like 50 points in the third quarter.
50. But Khan has 28 points in 23 minutes. His buddy Cooper Flagg has 30 points in 22 minutes. So those two guys are going at it. But anyway, Charlotte, I'm going Karl Anthony Towns would be a great fit in Charlotte. What's a good fit for you for Cat?
So the one team that is intriguing is Portland. It's kind of random. But it's back to the West. So, by the way, Denny Avdija, I know I'm not saying his name right. You know he's averaging 26 points a game this year?
I knew he was scoring, but I did not know he was scoring 26 points a game. That's cool.
He's averaging 26 points, 7 rebounds, and just under 7 assists. 26, 7, and 7. He should be an all-star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah. But okay, so I and like, don't get me wrong, they have a pretty decent center right now with Donovan Clingan, so it's not like they need a big man desperately, but like, okay, so they definitely are set with like Avdija, with Sharp. Drew Holiday's been pretty solid, but it's a pretty young group of bigs there. Like, Towns could come in. They could probably end up trading someone like Tumani Kamara, who's, one of their younger guys. Maybe someone else, couple picks. Like, Portland has assets where they could definitely like swing this deal. And they're in that situation where they've played really good basketball ever since Chauncey Billups got arrested. And like, they're in the play-in right now, but if they want to try to make a push to get, a 6 or 7 seed, like, maybe Towns could be an option there. So I'm just trying to think outside the box. I don't think Towns would be like, oh, the Spurs or the Thunder. Like, all of the best teams in the league already have like a bona fide like great center. So
I'm with you.
You got to think outside the box a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. All right, let's move. We got 7 of them, and we've done 3, so I want to get to 4 more here. Your boy, Anthony Davis. Now he's hurt. He's hurt. But he's always hurt. But he could potentially either be late season or postseason for a team that got there. But the Dallas Mavericks are currently out of a playoff spot. And he could be available, question mark. I mean, he's always available. But is there a fit for Anthony Davis? Is there any fit that you think would work?
What does your dog think?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what she thinks.
No, there's no fit. Dallas should stay the course. Be patient. I like, the injury really complicates it. I don't think he'll end up getting moved. Honestly, like, of the guys we've named so far, I think he's the least likely. And I don't think Karl Anthony Towns is going to get traded, but like, there's always a chance. Right? So Dallas is, 1928. I don't really know who has been linked to AD, like Atlanta. Does Atlanta make sense?
I mean, I guess they're ninth in the East. I don't know what.
Always, yeah. But and Jalen Johnson is super solid, but they traded Trae Young, Kill Alexander Walker. Like they got Porzingis and Okongwu, but Okongwu might be someone who, I mean, I don't know. If I'm Atlanta, I don't know if I trade Okongwu for Anthony Davis at this point.
Yeah,
I think you probably try to offload Porzingis, right?
Probably. So he
also hurt, but cheaper, and I don't know what Porzingis' contract situation is, but that might be less long-term commitment for Dallas there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll say Atlanta, but I don't feel very confident about it.
We got 3 more. Let's go back to Minnesota, where Julius Randle, another former Los Angeles Laker, but Julius Randle Julius Randle could be a potential trade candidate. The guy can score, but I don't know. Is he a fit for a playoff type team? I don't know.
I mean, yes. I don't know though. Like Randall, I feel like Randall's probably. I don't know. Do you think maybe would Cleveland have enough assets to make that deal? But Randall maybe off the bench role, because when healthy, like they have Mobley and Allen in their front court, which is really nice. But I don't hate the idea of Julius Randle being a real impact player for them off the bench, because like beyond those guys, it's really shallow.
Yeah,
like their bigs are really shallow beyond that.
Can he handle a bench role?
I mean, I'm sure he could. He has.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, and Cleveland had some role players. So if Minnesota's like, hey, so how would you feel about we give you Randall and then you maybe give us like either one of Merrill or Tyson, and then Lonzo Ball and then another, and then a pick or two or something like that. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll say Cleveland though. Like,
okay,
but as a six man.
So I know you're holding with bated breath. There's another play-in preview tonight as the Heat and Bulls are playing for the 58th time this season.
All they do is play each other.
And it's 116-113 with 5 seconds to go. The Heat are leading the Bulls. I'm keeping an eye on that because I am all in on Charlotte grabbing a play-in spot, and the first team they can catch is Chicago. So if they continue to move up, 116-113 Miami right now with 5 seconds to go. Anyways, 2 teams left. Miami. Speaking of Miami, Tyler Hero. Will he get traded? Will he get traded at the deadline? He also has an injury right now. He has a rib injury.
He's always hurt.
He played January 15th was his last game he played. So he's missed some time. Yes, he's always hurt. So I feel like him and Anthony Davis would be a good matchup in a trade. But Tyler Hero, can he go somewhere and help? Well, of course he can. But is he a good fit anywhere?
Tyler Hero has been on the trade block for his entire career.
Yes.
Because for every single year we hear about the Miami Heat being interested in this big star, and their big young asset is Tyler Hero, but they never end up parting with Tyler Hero. They probably missed their window to trade him already, because I think at this point he sort of is who he is. Yeah, like I'm not sure off the top of my head what his best fit exactly is. I was looking at Denver, but I was like, no, because like they kind of already have like Christian Brown being one of those guys for them off the bench. Honestly, the Lakers are kind of interesting, but what would they even trade for Tyler Hero? Because they don't really have like young assets. Like the Lakers just can't be like, hey, we're gonna give you Dalton Connect and a 2029 first round pick. Like, no. So Lakers probably just don't have the ability to make that work. What about Golden State?
Ooh, another shooter.
Like they don't have buckets for the rest of the year. So maybe this is hey, Kuminga because we know that Kuminga wants out.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, maybe it's Kuminga and Moody and I don't know, whatever else. And they get Tyler Hero there, and Tyler Hero sort of becomes the big scorer for them in a 6-man capacity because you probably don't want him out there with Steph at the same time. Because Hero's real sort of ball dependent. But like off the bench, I think that's a nice addition, and it's better than like Buddy Hield, who's kind of had a really poor season for them. So
that's an interesting.
I'll say Golden State for Tyler Hero.
Yeah, that's a good one, and that actually would benefit. That's a trade that benefits both teams.
Yeah,
because Miami could use Kuminga, and his potential could be unlocked there. I mean, I believe Kuminga could still be a really nice player in this league.
That's probably like of all the things that we've been throwing out there, that feels like it's the one that actually makes the most real life sense.
Yeah, and it would benefit both teams, and it's not just a complete dump for a team that in a complete addition for another. It's two teams that feel like they need to do something to get better, and that's how they're going to get better. Now, Warriors are a little hand tie or still a different spot because Kuminga wants out. Now they don't have to trade him, but no, that's interesting. That's a good one. I like that one. That's my favorite as of now. All right, last one we're going to get to will be our 7th and final one. Ja Morant.
Yeah. Ja Morant.
Why? So listen, why are the Chicago Bulls still holding pat?
I don't know. But also, I think that we have to accept that Ja Morant does not have the trade value that he would have a couple of years ago.
No, and neither.
Like I think it's right. Like a Ja Morant trade at this point would look a lot closer to the Trae Young deal than what Karl Anthony Towns did or Mikal Bridges or whatever, where it's 5 first-round picks. Like, no, it's probably going to be a first-round pick and then a couple players, if that. Yeah, I don't know. Like your question about the Bulls, because the Bulls are just the same team every year.
Yeah.
They tread water. They're sitting just a game under 500. Have they gone final yet with Miami?
Miami won.
Okay, so like game or two under 500 now. Like I don't really understand what's holding them back from a deal like that. The one thing I'll say though is, all right, if you bring in Ja Morant to the Bulls, you're not giving up Kobe White or Josh Giddey to get him.
No.
So then you have all three of them together.
Yeah.
That's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of guys who just need to have the ball.
Yeah.
And so like I know Ja Morant isn't like considered like a great shooter. Kobe White can, but he's not like, I wouldn't consider him to be a great shooter. And like similar to Josh Giddey, like they're like 36% 3-point shooter. So like three playmakers who none of whom are like really great outside shooters. It feels like kind of a weird fit there. And maybe that's it. Like I think Zion makes a lot more sense for them than Ja Morant. Like I know you always sort of look at the two of them, but like Zion to me, basketball wise, makes a lot more sense than
I just want to see those two play together. I want to see
it'd be fun. Yeah, it'd be fun in the year 2021 for sure.
Yeah. Well, but I want to see them now and see if there's any type of potential that would work. And I get so annoyed and irritated and angered by, and I'm not a Chicago Bulls fan by any means, but like, what are we doing here, Chicago? Like,
yeah.
And I know we joke about it, but it's not even a joke. It's like, no, we have a lot of good players, a lot of decent players instead of any really good players. We have a lot of good players. Right? I don't even know if they do have a lot of good players. They have a lot of NBA. They have a lot of NBA players on their team. That's really about it. And they just keep running in circles. Like they win like 4 in a row and then they lose 7 in a row. I don't know what's going on in Chicago, but anyway.
Do the Toronto Raptors have a need for point guard?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's fourth in the East, so they want to think that they can compete in the playoffs.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
who are they
it's quickly is probably their top playmaker right now, is averaging 6 assists a game. So it's like quickly Ingram, Barnes, Barrett, and then you have Jakob, but he's been hurt. He's missed a lot of time this year. So like they're probably looking more for front court help than
I would guess,
like a point guard. Yeah, they just got a lot of like Ingram and Barnes and stuff kind of fit that role of like passing guys, even though they're bigger. So that probably doesn't make too much sense there. Yeah, like John Morant doesn't have a ton of suitors, man. Like that's the thing too. Like not only is his value gone down, but it's not like Giannis, where like Giannis is, any team in the NBA can add Giannis and like find a place for him.
Right.
Ja doesn't really have that right now. And it's a similar situation with Trae Young, where like Trae Young, of all the teams in the NBA, like it was Washington.
yeah, Washington. Yeah.
And maybe that's the similar thing where like we're all this talk and then we're gonna just see John Morant end up in Utah. Where it's not a playoff team, and he's just going to Utah, and he's just gonna be like the new guard there to play with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler. You have Keontae George, Ace Bailey off the bench. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if that's a play-in team, but like
collecting buckets and paychecks in Washington. He's not a fit in Salt Lake though. That's not a Salt Lake guy.
He might not be in anywhere. Well, okay, so like he's clearly not a Memphis guy. So where would you want to send someone like him? Because you say he's not a Salt Lake guy. But if the alternative is him being a Miami or an LA or a New York guy,
Brooklyn.
Yeah. So you're like, hey, let's put him in New York City. Surely there's nothing there to entice him and get him distracted from basketball, right?
Oh yeah, him and Cam Thomas can team up together there in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Brooklyn is probably a team too that like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Like
we'll take him.
They'll go there. He'll start. He'll put up good numbers.
He'll sell, and he's going to sell tickets for a while. He's going to sell tickets to a new team.
Yeah, and in a big market like that where they need to try to compete with the Knicks, like they really tried at first to take headlines from the Knicks, and like they got big names, and none of it worked, and now they're sort of sitting back. But like, yeah, John Morant would be a name. Sell jerseys. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that a lot actually with Brooklyn.
All right, that's our NBA best fits game. Maybe we'll do the other type of fits next time. I kind of like that. I'm thinking like June. We can do like
June fits. Yeah,
June fits. All right, let's get to our best bets for betting. Interesting because no football, so basketball lines are tough because they don't come out real early. We do got to look at, and we could do hockey tomorrow. So really what we're looking at is we're going to look at 5 games for tomorrow, college, NBA, or NHL. And as of the start of the show, a lot of the NBA lines were not out yet, but we'll start. I know you're still finishing yours up now. You're still in the lab as you're talking, very dedicated there. You're in the lab and on the show at the same time.
I'm putting a couple in, trying to make some last second updates here. I'll say this. There were a couple games that immediately came to me, but then I saw you had them. And like I have to be a man of honor and pick different games than you. But like that's what I get for waiting until the last minute. No, it's on me. It's on me, and I'll adjust. I'll make it work for sure.
There is no rule that we cannot have the same game.
I know. I'm just saying, man. But it'd be cheap. It'd be cheap. And I am a man of honor and character and integrity.
My first game is tomorrow in college basketball. It's the biggest game of the night in college basketball. Friday night doesn't typically have a lot of great games, but this one is good. Michigan State is coming off an overtime win at Rutgers. They were on the ropes, but picked up a win. Michigan at home beat Nebraska and gave the Huskers their first loss. Both these teams at the top of the Big Ten, along with Illinois and Nebraska. And this game is in East Lansing. I don't know why the Spartans are the underdog at home. So I'm going to take the Spartans as the underdog at home over the Wolverines. I know Michigan is more athletic. I think Michigan State is the better cohesive team. And I mean, it's Tom Izzo, and it's in East Lansing. I'm going to take the Spartans plus 1.5 at home against the Wolverines.
So the NHL, for whatever reason, you and I were talking about this earlier. The NHL is like, hey, it would be great. We got a Friday night coming up. People are looking forward, getting into the weekend. They're done with the work week. Let's have one game scheduled on a Friday.
One.
And let's have that game be between two super irrelevant teams.
Yeah.
So, I'm picking the only Friday game, Blue Jackets at Blackhawks. The total's at 6.5 here. Neither team really seems to be scoring well, especially Chicago as of late. Pretty good goaltenders in net, honestly, with both teams, despite their lackluster records. But I'm going to go with the under on this one. I'm going to say that not only do we have to suffer through just one hockey game Friday night, but it will be a low-scoring affair up in the Windy City. So give me the under for my first best bet.
My second game, and I will preface this with, I love the St. Louis Billikens. I love Josh Schertz and his team. I think they're a second weekend type team, which means they could reach the Sweet 16. But I think this is too many points against the Dayton team that should be able to compete. Now, the Flyers haven't played real well as of late. They've lost 3 in a row. They lost by 5 at home in overtime to Rhode Island, 7 at St. Joe, and 3 in LaSalle. But all 3 of those games competitive. I think the Flyers will be out for a little blood here. St. Louis just beat George Washington kind of at the buzzer recently. They're not a team that is always blowing opponents out, but I do think they get it done. St. Louis wins the game. Dayton covers the spread. I'll take 11.5. Supposedly one of the biggest games at Shavitz Arena in program history. So good luck to the Billikens. I think the Flyers will cover. I'll take Dayton.
What can you tell me about either of these programs, Rodney?
This is the guess. You're just completely guessing here.
What if you had to bet? If you had to bet on this game, what side would you take?
I looked at it: 13-8 Boise, 13-7 Grand Canyon. I think the spread's about right. I would probably lean the home team, which is what you have. Grand Canyon's coming off a loss to Nevada. Boise State's won 4 in a row. But I don't think it's as good of a Boise State team as they've had the last couple of years. So I think you're on the right side here. I think you're on the right side. Take the home team, the Antelopes.
We're gonna find out. I was hoping to do like an MVC game, but they don't play Fridays, so it was only Saturday and there were no lines for it. Yeah. I was hoping to do a little Bradley Drake action, but
there you go.
Nevertheless, I'm going with the Lopes because. Why not? It's the Stupidest Sports Show.
All right, number 3, and you like this pick.
I do. This is one of the ones. This was the first one that I saw. I was like, hello. Yeah, love it.
Orlando. By the way, Hornets Mavericks now 93-93 heading into the 4th. Kahn still has 28. Cooper Flagg has 40 heading into
the kid is good. He is good.
Both those guys have been tremendous. It's unfortunate because Kahn's going to have a fantastic year and not going to win the Rookie of the Year because as long as Cooper Flagg doesn't quit or get hurt, he's winning it. He was the number 1 pick. He's the hyped guy. Kahn's going to have really good numbers and probably deserves it in many seasons, but he's not going to win it. I'll take the Magic. I'll take Orlando Magic -1 at home against the Toronto Raptors. Now, the Raptors have been good. They're 29-20. Magic coming off a win in Miami. I think there's a streak coming for Orlando at some point. I think they are a team that has not played real well in the first 45 games and maybe will surge a little bit. They're 7th right now. I honestly think they could get to the top 4, and they're only 3.5 out of the top 4 in the East. If they want to make a jump, this is a game they can win. They can beat Toronto. I think the Magic win this one at home against the Raptors. I'm not worried about -1 because they're going to win the game. I guess if they win by 1, I push, but I think the Magic win. I'll take Orlando.
All right. This is an exceptional NBA game tomorrow night. It's the Grizzlies, the 18-win Grizzlies at the 12-win Pelicans. Neither team is playing really good basketball right now. They actually did, though, a few nights ago. They played against each other in Memphis. New Orleans got the win. It was 133 to 127. So real high-scoring game. It was actually one where New Orleans was down big, but they were able to come back with 40 points in the fourth quarter to Memphis 26. So comeback effort there, but I will take the road team to get revenge, and Memphis plus 2.5 on the road. So just taking a shot.
My fourth one is, so you mentioned earlier Portland has played well, and they have. I'm not going to disagree with you on that one, but they have lost 3 in a row, including the first 2 on a 3-game Eastern Conference East Coast road trip. They lost at home to Toronto. They lost at Boston. They lost at the Wizards. Now they go to Madison Square Garden and take on a Knicks team that's 29-18. Knicks have won 4 in a row, just blasted Toronto north of the border. This is 6.5. Kind of dangerous line. Kind of dangerous. This could very well end up at 6 points. I think the Knicks win. I think they will cover that spread at home. That's it's not necessarily West Coast going east because they've already been there, but the end of the road trip, I don't think it's going to fare well for Portland. I'll take the Knicks minus 6.5 at home in the Garden over Portland.
All right. The Boston Celtics are hosting the Sacramento Kings tomorrow night. The Kings, Rodney, have lost 7 in a row. And are you ready for that? I don't know if you know this, Rodney. The Sacramento Kings this year, away from their home arena, are 3-21.
Ugh.
Awful team. Awful team.
But why? Why are they so bad?
Okay, so you remember when the Chicago Bulls had like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan and all those guys, and they were like, and they were still really good, but they were just like, hey, let's win 40 games. Yeah. So take those same players and then move in time like a few years to where they're older and worse. You get the Kings. Yeah. No, the Kings are really bad. Sabonis has been hurt. Tonight they had Westbrook out, Monk out, Keegan Murray out. Chances are they're probably going to be out tomorrow as well, so they're going to be shorthanded here. I put this game in at 10.5. It has already moved to 11.5 since I put it in. But fair is fair. I'm keeping it at 10.5, and I'm going to take Boston here to cover a big number, but at home, and I think the Celtics will handle business quite easily.
All right. My final game, I'm going to go back to the college buckets. And it's a Big East game, Big East basketball. The conference hasn't been great outside of UConn. UConn's a national contender. The second best team in the conference is probably the Villanova Wildcats. They're at home in this one. This is actually a rematch between Providence and Villanova, where Villanova won 88-82 17 days ago. This one is at 8.5. That one ended up at 6 at Providence. This one's in Villanova. Providence no good. They're 9-12. I think Villanova wins this game and wins it easy. I think it's double digits. I will take the Cats over the Friars on Friday night. Fox Sports 1 game. Those are my 5.
Love it. All right, my 5th and final one. My Lakers are at the Washington Wizards tomorrow night. Luka suffered. It wasn't a major injury the other night against Cleveland, but it was enough to where he's questionable for tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if they sit him. I know Austin Reeves, who's been out for the last few weeks, he is also questionable for tomorrow. So this number could definitely change, but honestly, I'm not expecting either one to play. Like if I had to guess, I think they'll go real conservative, especially in a matchup like this. So I'm banking on them being out. Lakers just in general have been playing just very uneven basketball. Like they just got trounced by Cleveland last night. They've struggled against inferior teams like the Clippers, struggled against the Mavericks. They got crushed by Portland. They got crushed by Charlotte. This is all sort of within the last like couple weeks of games for them. So they could probably win this one outright still, but 8.5 with the chance of no Luka, no Reeves. I'm gonna go with Washington to cover at home.
Okay, those are our best bets for betting. And a reminder, you are 2 ahead because I am 53 and 57, where you are 55 and 55. All right, we got about 9 minutes or so here to wrap up our Mount Rushmores of 26. Now, I would be when I knew we were on 26, I was like, ooh, I don't know what I like here. Nothing struck me off the top of my head here. What is the first that struck you in 26?
Probably, unfortunately, the overrated system running back Saquon Barkley was the first one that came out to me at 26. And like, there's been a few running backs that have worn it. Clinton Portis was 26. Le'Veon Bell wore number 26 with Pittsburgh. The best NFL player though on Pro Football Focus by a mile to wear 26 was Rod Woodson.
Yeah,
who was a Hall of Famer, 11-time Pro Bowler, when the Pro Bowl used to mean something before we started letting Shedeur Sanders play in it. 6-time All-Pro, Super Bowl champ, like one of the best safeties like of all time. Well, he played corner and safety, and he was great at both. So I think Rod Woodson is my pick for the NFL.
So he's in, but we might need to come back to the NFL because the NBA is absolute garbage, because my opinion here is Kyle Korver and Spencer Dinwiddie are the best 26 in the NBA.
I loved Kyle Korver.
Yeah, but he's not a Mount Rushmore.
No, of course not. I'm just pointing out that I loved Kyle Korver. Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty bad batch. I'm with you there. Like Dinwiddie, Korver, James Robinson from the 90s. It's not very good. I'm surprised like 26, like apparently is not a popular number for Hoopers.
Moving to the National Hockey League, this is one we can get a few names on. Guys like Peter Stastny, Martin St. Louis, David Krejci.
He's a good player.
Yep. David Krejci. So,
Patrick Eliash, the longtime New Jersey Devil, current Buffalo Sabre, Rasmus Dahlin, is number 26. Yeah, it's definitely more luck here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess Stastny's probably our top option, right?
Was Peter Stastny good, or are we just mixing him up with Paul Stastny? No, Peter Stastny was pretty good, right?
Peter Stastny was pretty good. He's pretty good, and Martin St. Louis was pretty good too.
I like, for me, Martin St. Louis would be my pick between the two, but that's just because I just know him a little bit more.
Yeah. So Rod Woodson, Martin St. Louis. I mean,
we cannot put a basketball guy on there.
No. So we go back to Major League. So we go to Major League Baseball, where it's Wade Boggs, right?
Yeah, well, like baseball definitely has a couple good ones. So Wade Boggs would be the choice. Well, okay, so Wade Boggs wore it, but he wore it 11 years with Boston. Now, granted, those were his best seasons, but he wore 12 with the Yankees.
Oh yeah, he did.
But so Wade Boggs' option, but the other two, Chase Utley was 26 for his entire career, and then Billy Williams with the Cubs. So those are your strong three. Now I'm not against Wade Boggs personally, because I think Wade Boggs is by far and away associated with 26 more than 12. But if you need to ding him, then Chase Utley would be my next pick.
So where are we at here?
I don't know. I feel like Wade Boggs though just screams Rushmore to me more.
I'm good with that. So Rod Woodson, Martin St. Louis.
Yeah.
Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
Did we have a fourth?
I mean, you have to have a fourth for the Rushmore.
Yeah, but did we decide on what? I mean, we're not doing Saquon Barkley because he's still playing, right?
And he also sucks.
yeah.
That's just.
So
listen, I'm a journalist. It's not my job to give opinions. I just tell you the facts.
Hold on a second. Was Adrian Peterson 26?
I thought he was 28.
He was 26 with the Redskins, but then he went to 20. That was later in his career, wasn't it?
Yeah, AP for sure was 28 for what, like the bulk of his career. Yeah.
You're right. So okay, so St. Louis, Wade Boggs, Rod Woodson. We got to come up with a fourth here.
I'm just looking at the 28s just like for the week from now. Boy, oh boy, it's going to be fun. All the running backs.
Yeah.
All the running backs that were 28. Oh, you're going to love that one.
Yeah, it's good. It's going to be a good one. But before that, we got to finish this one.
So, like, I don't think that we need to necessarily ding Saquon for, like, still being an active player wearing it.
But he sucks.
But he sucks, yeah. So, I don't know. You want to go Chase Utley?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. There you go. So, there you go, Philadelphia. Put your pitchforks away. I'll give you a Chase Utley. Chase Utley is more of a Philadelphia sports icon than Saquon Barkley will ever be. Okay?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I like that. Wade Boggs and Chase Utley out of Major League Baseball. Rod Woodson in the NFL. And Martin St. Louis in the Pucks. Not our greatest.
No.
Terrible.
But I'll tell you what, man. That Rushmore is scrappy as hell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is like a scrappy, like, I mean, Rod Woodson obviously played in the NFL. He's not small by any means, but like, defensive back. But like Utley, Boggs, like scrappy infielders. And then you got Martin St. Louis, who's what, like 5'7"?
Yeah. You got dude. Yeah, you got scrappy dudes there.
We got a lot of character in this Rushmore for sure.
And you turn the page to a week. I'm going to turn the page to Tuesday, where your boy, Mike Trout. Yeah.
Also, like you got.
Isn't Vlad 27?
Both Vlads. Yeah.
Yeah. My boy Scott Rowland is 27, and your other boy Giancarlo.
I was gonna say Giancarlo Stanton. So like that, we could go just baseball for 27, man.
And that's just Major League Baseball. So you'll have to stay tuned to Tuesday, because I'm sure there's going to be I believe Eddie George wore 27 in the NFL. So anyways, we'll get to that on Tuesday. But that is our Mount Rushmore for the number 26. And that should about do it for tonight. We wrapped it up in an hour. See, I put together a nice planned show that brought us right at an hour. Spent a little time talking about the Derrick Henry interview. But make sure you check that out. I put it on all my socials. Thanks again to Oikos and Athlon Sports for doing that. But anyways, follow us on Twitter at Stupid Sports Show, no W on the end. That's probably how you found us, but continue to do so. Thank you to the 132 that are tuning in now via our Twitter. And there you go. Listen on Spotify, Apple, and iHeart. Give the speech, would you?
Wherever you get your podcasts, go there, find us. Listen to all 126 episodes. We've been leaving secret clues throughout each episode that if you're able to put together, it will reveal the Declaration of Independence's hidden location. So,
yeah. Good luck. My Substack
you will find Rodney snuck in a word in each episode that, when put together and translated into Latin, will reveal the location of the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Listen to all of them. that would be something. There we go. Sign up on Substack. You're getting picks in your inbox every day. Ahead just slightly for January. I know I'm off to a good start tonight. I hope I can finish strong with some of these late games. Illinois, Washington are in a 10-point game. I got the Illini minus 12.5 in that one, so I'm right on it. Like maybe a late 3 gets it to 13. My teenager's at that game, so maybe he can do a little work for me. He's gonna be home late tonight. Boy, it's an hour and a half from here.
You're not driving though, right?
No, he better not be. He doesn't have a driver's license. But no, I'm sure he's enjoying the game. But that's coming down the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game. So, but sign up on Substack, get your picks in the inbox every single day, and that should about do it. And we'll be back Tuesday night, right?
It's a good show. Yep. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Central, right here on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever you're watching us now. Well, that's where we'll be on Tuesday. We'll probably be talking a little bit of Super Bowl, just a little bit more than a night, which was none. Maybe the Arizona Cardinals and Las Vegas Raiders will have head coaches by then. Raiders won't. I think the Cardinals might.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's Ron Rivera.
That would be awesome. Riverboat Ron back in the league.
That would be of all the hires, that would be one of them.
Yeah.
That would be good. All right, let's get out of here. He is Rodney Newple. I am Tim Flash Gordon Van Stratton. Thanks to everyone who tuned in tonight. We'll talk to you next week. Enjoy your weekend. And this has been another edition of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newple and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah.